Hi, my name is Daniel Daya, and I'm the community champion at Tabsdata. With the speed at which organizations are expected to scale the volume and complexity of their data stack, it is more important than ever for data teams to operate with increased transparency, trust, and expectations for the data that they produce and consume. Unfortunately, there are barriers that do not make this easy. More often than not, ownership and responsibility of data within an organization is defined by the system that data is in. Data producers are in charge of the data in their systems. Data consumers are in charge of the data in theirs. In this environment, data integration tools become the road that move data and hand off ownership of that data at the same time. And with each handoff in this game of telephone, the probability of semantic and schematic drift increases more and more. And this begs the question, where does the lineage of data start and stop? Shouldn't data producers know what happens to their data, how it's interpreted, and the decisions that are made because of it? Shouldn't data consumers know where their data came from, how it looked like before they received it, and what decisions were made when manipulating and transforming it? How can anyone ever see the full picture if they are siloed within the confines of their own data platform? The answer is they can't. And what does this mean? Domain teams become locked out of enterprise data strategy, key decision makers miss out on valuable input from data producers, and data consumers lose the visibility to view the lineage of their data before it gets into their system. And in many ways, we see tooling exacerbating this issue. Data ingestion tools prioritize getting data from point A to point B, while data transformation tools prioritize manipulating data, but only while it's in the same system. Thus, data producers will use data ingestion tools to move their raw data from source to destination, and data consumers will use data transformation tools to transform that raw data into something usable. Once again, data producers and data consumers are isolated from each other's work. If data teams do try to centralize ingestion and transformation under a single tool, the stateless nature of many products in the market make it difficult to transform data with the granularity, reliability, or scalability required, and this is compounded by the lack of visibility into each execution of the tool. So we come to a question. How can we break the monopoly that systems have on dictating ownership? How can data producers see what happens to their data after they hand it off? How can data consumers see their data before they receive it? And can we imagine an ecosystem where data integration is more than just a means to an end? We think Tabsdata can help. Tabsdata is an open source data integration tool built with ingestion and transformation in mind. Imagine Tabsdata as a third space where data producers work with data consumers to define the type, shape, and polling frequency of their data. Instead of pushing their raw data directly into the data consumer's platform, data producers publish their data into a Tabsdata table. Tabsdata tables are stateful version representations of your source data. And every time the data producer publishes their data, it is cataloged, indexed, versioned, and stored in the Tabsdata server. And anybody, data producer or data consumer, can see what that data looked like today, yesterday, or even last week. From here, data producers and data consumers can work together using Tabsdata's declarative function tooling to create new tables derived from the ones data producers have already published. Here, they can manipulate, clean, and reschema their data, all without ever leaving the Tabsdata server or having to move any raw data into another data platform. Each row in each table is tracked in a way that gives you full provenance and insight into where it came from, and each table retains full versioning of every commit that's made into it. What does this mean? It means that data producers and data consumers can work on the E and T of ETL without needing to account for the L. Only when they are satisfied and aligned can data consumers choose to subscribe their data into their data platform, all while having the full visibility to sample that data from the Tabsdata server at any time. The key point here is control. The data consumers become the ones who decide what data is loaded into their data platforms and when this happens. For data producers, centralizing ingestion and transformation provides them the visibility into how data consumers are transforming their raw data. It's a win-win for both teams. In this scenario, the data producer's responsibility shifts left. not to get data into the data consumers platform, but to hand it off to Tabsdata, where data consumers can evaluate, provide feedback, and iterate before any loading is ever involved. This shift left to data integration means shorter and more agile development cycles, better trust and communication between data producers and data consumers, and better visibility into your data at every stage of its lifecycle. Tabsdata's declarative orchestration framework introduces an additional layer of replicability, reliability, and automation to further support data teams. When you run a function, Tabsdata builds an execution plan that automatically runs all functions downstream to yours. If your workflow has race conditions, Tabsdata automatically introduces wait steps to handle them. What this gives you are clean, consistent, transparent, and reliable workflows for you and your team. So what are you waiting for? Just run pip install Tabsdata and start building workflows today.